Okay, everyone says restart. So this is what we're going to do. I got everything ready. All right, so everyone that's watching, this is what we're going to do quick. We are going to go offline. There's a new file on the NDBowling.com, NDBowlTV YouTube page. I want you guys to click on over to that. We're going to end stream here, and then we'll be back up and running on that one, and we'll test out the audio there to make sure everything's good to go for the position round, all right? So we will briefly go offline, go find us on that new scheduled stream that just showed up. It'll say the finals, and we'll be back in 1 second. Okay, we are live back on the finals. A new stream here. Well, let me know if we're synced now. If not, we will work on possible fixes, but please let me know. Okay, everyone says it's good. Again, there you can kind of sync up the sound. Hopefully everyone finds their way back over to this stream. I do appreciate the feedback, everyone. We are back up and running. We're good to go. Again, everyone's kind of waiting around here for the final tally before the position round. Yeah, it must just have been the drop frames, so we fixed everything there. We're back up and running. My boy Blake's back in the booth. So just to catch you up to speed there, Blake, we shut down the original stream, so we'll really need everyone who's in the live stream now to share with everyone you know. We got to get everyone back in here, as the original stream had over 200 people watching. So let me know how things are going. We want to make sure everyone gets back in here before we do these stepladder finals. Again, we still have the position round, and we are still going to give away that Storm Absolute after the position round. So stay tuned. Hopefully everyone finds their way back in here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do what you can, share the stream, as it is a brand new link. I'm going to do so myself. Suppose you guys don't need to sit here and look at us try to do that, but there you go.
We're live.
We are live. Yeah, I find that funny is YouTube likes to send me an email telling me I'm live. I mean, I appreciate it, YouTube, but I think of anybody we would know that we're live. But, you know, Blake and Domingo, best hair in the game of bowling. That is debatable. I would think Russ Obiet would have something to say about that. But don't mess up your hair putting that headset on, Blake. Yeah.
Gotta be careful.
All right. Hopefully everyone finds their way back to our live stream. Again, we are going to have to share. As long as we don't drop any more frames, we should be good to go. We will post the new link on NDBowling.com Facebook page. So there's your update on how things go for Blake's wife and kids. I'm sure people can hear. That's funny.
She's never been the quietest person.
If only Kelly knew that, we can hear her on the mic.
Yeah, no.
All right, let's go back here and see. It looks like people are slowly moving in again. We restarted the stream to sync up our audio so that everything was a little bit better. We dropped a few frames earlier in the show, and we are now should be good to go according to everyone in chat. So hopefully everyone finds their way back to our stream. Again, we are waiting on the scores for the position round, and then after the position round, we will give away that Storm Absolute, so stay tuned for that. Hang tight. We will be back to bowling shortly. We have shared the new link on Facebook. If everyone watching can go there and hit the share button on that thing, that'd be greatly appreciated. Our top post here on our Facebook page is the new link to the stream. So go ahead and hit share on that. That would be really awesome. That would help get everyone back in here. Again, we started a new stream just to get the audio synced back up after we lost some frames earlier in the show. Looks like we are good to go at the moment, but again, we're always susceptible to hiccups in the internet, which is expected. And that right there is Blake's daughter and wife. She looks running around.
Oh, they stress me out.
A brief look over here at some of the bowlers just hanging out, waiting for the scores to come out for position round. Usually players kind of have an idea of where they're going. The last time I bowled this event, when it came for position round, I walked all the way down to the low end of the house, was pretty confident about it. Yeah, Blake's entire family is making an appearance. The other girl was Josh Craig's daughter. Again, appreciate everyone tuning in. We had to restart the stream just to sync up the audio, but everything seems to be working well. Hopefully everyone gets back in before the position round gets going. So we do apologize again for that restart, but it seems to have worked out just fine, and we will be underway here shortly. They're just waiting for probably one more score sheet to finalize scores after 9 games, and then position round will be underway. Once Jeff gets on the mic and starts announcing the scores, we should be able to hear it here in the booth, so you guys will be updated when we know.
Sounded like he needed Austin Ducharme's sheet.
Okay, so those of you Austin Ducharme fans, try to
except for Jeff
visit with them.
Jeff can't pronounce the last name apparently, so it's just, hey, Team Canada, I need your sheet.
Yeah, right. That's a good way to do it. He'll know it's him. What happened? Did your audio shoot 100? No, Chris Cool shot 100 yesterday in game 1, though. So I guess if you're considered the audio, then yes. But if not, we dropped some frames earlier in the show, and our audio wasn't exactly synced up, so we restarted to a new file here, and I'm guessing everything is good to go, but we'll find out when we start bowling as far as if everything is synced up well. I see Sean is also towing the line to be banned from the chat. I'm kidding, but it's fun to think about. Craig, we have not done the contest yet. We are still waiting to do the position round. Again, I ask people to be patient. If you are the winner, we will contact you. Just so you know, we will message you. We will get the info that we need. But please be patient, because once we give away the absolute, we will be calling the action for the stepladder finals, and then I got to tear down all the equipment and take it home. So it'll be a little bit. We will not forget about you. Don't worry about that. Okay, Scooby, thank you for that update. Maybe that was all people had to do was refresh their page, because I do know when we drop frames, I feel like it drops the frames on the video but not the audio, and that's probably what desyncs everyone. So I guess in the future we might ask people to refresh their page, and if that does the trick, then that'll be what we do in the future. But every bit of feedback I do appreciate, since this is a new mixer. We're working with new audio here today, so keep that in mind. Again, I'm Darren Cini. That's Blake Wallstrom. We're calling the action. That's internet cord. You know, because our internet comes from the ceiling in here.
You got to do what you got to do.
But big shout out to Mike Green. You know, he's the guy that set all this up. Internet has been working great for us, aside from a couple hiccups, as you saw. But, yeah, what do you think so far of the tournament?
It looks like it's a grind, and when you have it, you go get that big score.
Yep. I do think that the scores on our championship pair are going to be kind of like what we normally see. A player's going to have one of the lanes kind of locked in. The other lane is just going to be one of those where you're going to have a hard time getting the corners out. And I think we're going to see it in the position round. We're probably going to see it on the stepladder finals. Normally, when we get to this section of the tournament, the big scores come from like that 20 to 25, 20 to 26 lane section in the what would be the 7-8, the 9-10 match, that kind of thing. That's usually where the big scores come from.
I think it was Haney after 7 was in 12, and I believe he shot like 260 that last game, and that was down on, I want to say 11 and 12. But yeah, I mean, walking through the house, you see a lot of 180 to 220s.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We should know our scores here momentarily for the position round. Again, we are going to cut off entries here for that Storm Absolute contest. It looks like Rory's got...
There they are.
We get early access to the scores. And let's go through them. Let's make sure I have the right thing on here. Your leader is also your defending champion. Paul Bober is leading it with a 22-11. 3 pins behind him is Ryan Savoy. So that'll be our 1-2 match on 29 and 30. Over on 31 and 32 will be Brady Stearns at 21.89 and Jared Schmidt at 21.26. He shot 250, 286 again with bonus pins to get to that spot. Here's Jeff.
Adding corrections.
Make sure you add right.
I'm going to start on the top. First, with a 22-11, bowling on lane 29 is Paul Bauer. Second, with a 22-08, bowling on lane 30 is Ryan Savoy. Actually, when you get to your pairs, whoever's highest qualifier gets choice. But so then third and fourth. Third is Brady Stearns with a 21.89. Fourth is Derek Schmidt with a the 21-26, they're on 31 and 32. Jared Schmidt. Fifth, with a 20-67 is Nick Heilman. Sixth, with a 20-37 is Josh Craig. They're on 27-28. Seventh, with a 1971 is Josh Kennedy. Eighth, with a 1959 is Russ Oviatt. They're on 25 and 26. Ninth, with a 1955 is Craig Murray. 10th, with a 1947 is Nick Haney. They're on 23 and 24. 11th, with a 1941 is John Breckel. 12th, with a 1933 is Austin. I don't remember already. They're on Duchar. They're on 11 and 12.
He's going to call him Austin from Canada soon.
1930s, Cameron Foster. 14th, he had 1930. 14th with a 1926, Matt Gasson. They're on 19 and 20. 15th with a 1919, Taylor's Wallstrom. 16th with a 1895, Zandy Shutt. They're on 17 and 18. 17th with an 1889, Dawson. It's my 16th birthday unwrap. And 18th with an 1871 is Tony Miller. They're on 15 and 16. 19th with an 1866, Dave Ullman. 20th with an 1859 is Jamie Craig. They're on 13 and 14. 21st with an 1851 is Mike Larson. 22nd with an 1830 is Kaylee Bashida. They're on 11 and 12. 23rd with an 1824 is Eric Chet. 24th with a 1795 is Jeremiah Smith. They're on 9 and 10. 25th with a 1774 is Brad Murray. 26th with a 1773 is Garrett Haywood. They're on 7 and 8. 27th with a 1704 is John Domingo. 28th with a 1701 is Jason Hansen. They're on 5 and 6. 29th with a 1689 is Russ Strand. And 30th with a 1672 is Tristan Clymer. When you get to your pair, you each get 2 balls on each lane. Whoever's the highest qualifier gets lane choice. When you're done, please bring your sheets up to the desk. Good luck.
Okay, there you have it. That is the update from Jeff Craig. We have, again, Ryan Savoy against Paul. They've been saying Bobber. I feel like I've asked him last year, and he's told me it was Bober. If anybody knows in the chat, let me know. I feel like I asked him last year before we did the show because he ended up winning the tournament. On our 3-4 match over here is going to be Brady Stearns and Jared Schmidt. That'll be the 2 featured matches here in front of us. Again, please let us know how that audio is now that you see the bowling balls going down the lane and you can kind of match things up. At the very least, it should be a lot closer.
And
Again,
there's like 6 sandwiches left. Somebody come up here and eat them.
yeah. Anybody want a sandwich?
It must be Bober.
Okay. Yeah, and that's kind of what I thought. I remember asking him how to, because I'm one whose my name gets mispronounced quite a bit, so I'm pretty cautious about that. So as long as everything's ready to go, we have cut off entries to our Storm Absolute contest. Let's kind of unpack some of the questions earlier. Let's see. Scooby said Blake doesn't talk much. He has daughters. Yes, I have 2 daughters as well, so I know the feeling.
Yeah, hard to get words in.
And yeah, Austin from Canada. We'll take Earl from Canada. It would be kind of funny if both of them were here and Jeff had to say Austin from Canada and Earl from Canada. Let's see. Is there a handicap in this tournament? There is not. This is a strictly scratch tournament. But we are currently in match play, so the winner of each match does get a 30-pin bonus. So that's something to keep in mind. We are writing down our scores. We're going to try to figure out our final 5 before they are final tallied, so we know who our 5 are. Do appreciate the feedback. Glad the sound is good. Looks like most of you guys have gotten back into the stream, and we should be ready to go. Looks like 179 or so. People are still filtering in. Again, please head on over to Facebook. We have posted the new link for the current live stream, which is the finals. Please go hit that share button. That would be greatly appreciated. It would help us a lot. We're getting down to the end of the tournament. If Jonathan Domingo shoots 300, does he have a chance? He is in 28th place, and no, he's not. That's the wrong sheet.
27.
He's in 27th place, and how far is he away from the show?
That would be
Nick
a
Heilman
negative.
is, he's 300 pins off the show, so I would guess no, unfortunately for John. Again, just to recap, we got Paul Bober in first, the defending champion, and Ryan Savoy in second. That'll be our featured match on the left. Brady Stearns against Jared Schmidt on the right in the 3-4 match, and then Nick Heilman and Josh Craig on 27 and 28 in the 5-6 match. And so we will keep an eye on all the players below that. Josh Kennedy in 7th against Russ Oviatt. Nick Haney and Craig Murray in the 9-10 match. John Breckel and Austin Ducharme in the 11-12 match. And again, in these matches, the higher seeded person gets lane choice. So that's how they are deciding who starts and who finishes, that kind of thing. Hope everyone is having a wonderful Sunday afternoon. As we are just under an hour to the big football game starting, I'm sure everyone's waiting to see. Oh, let's see. Austin Ducharme in 12th is at 1933, and 5th place is Nick Heilman at 2067. So there's a 130 pin gap or so between Austin Ducharme and the show.
I think
yes, Marshall, that is the case. We're putting the top 2 seeds on the TV pair, then 3-4 on the pair to the right, and then they go 5-6 on 27-28 all the way down to lane 3.
I think the big match is going to be on 27-28 here, looking at the scores.
Right, I would agree. That is a Josh Craig, Nick Heilman match.
So that is a 30 pin difference, which the winner gets 30 pins. And then after that, it drops, what's that, about 60 pins.
Thank you, Robbie. Hope you're doing well. Hope you end up making the trip down to some tournaments here in the future. It's always good to see you. Brady Stearns on a 2-4-8-10. Gets 2. Nick Heilman off to a quick double. We'll keep you updated on the Heilman-Craig match immediately to our left. Heilman with a quick double off the gate. Josh Craig, 8 spare strike. As it stands now.
Eric, it is 30 exactly between the two.
Which is a good thing. So you beat Nick Heilman by even 1 pin. You're going to jump him. So that's a good deficit to be behind if you're behind. Meanwhile, Ryan Savoy says, I think I'm going to try to take that top seed with a quick double against Paul. Brady Stearns, a former college bowler. I don't remember Brady being on a college team, but he is a Storm regional staffer, does have a 900 series to his credit. He is a past champion here at the Shootout. among many other accolades. So
He's pretty good.
yeah, Brady is the defending champion next week going into the KFYR TV Bowling Classic in Mandan. Again, we will not be live streaming that tournament, as the local NBC station will be doing a live finals on all NBC stations in Western North Dakota. But we will be updating the stepladder finals on our Facebook page as it becomes available, so you can like NDBowling.com on Facebook for updates from the K-Fire. Yeah, imagine being able to say that I've shot 900. I'm pretty sure Brady's probably sick of hearing a lot about it, but it is still an incredible feat that not many people will ever think about doing. What was that, about 5-6 years ago now?
Yeah, it's been a while now.
Again, we're in the position round. I suppose I could update that. Maybe that'll... Oh, that's an interesting stat. Canada has never had a 900 bowled. Shot there for Savoy. It looks like he switched back to the trusty old Venom shock for this game, which is interesting because he just shot a game here with the Night Road. He was the last guy to bowl here, wasn't he? In game number 9. I thought it was him and Jason Hansen in that last match here.
Mm-hmm.
So advantage to Ryan Savoy. He's going to end up bowling
Multiple games.
his last games are all going to come on the championship pair. So looks like Nick Heilman with a 3-bagger. He's turning into stepladder Nick a frame early, so to speak.
Yeah, Josh's ball completely missed the exit and washed out.
Looks like Jeff has brought the trophies to us. Unfortunately, they're not to give to us.
Oh, I was going to say, do you want to just take off now?
Yeah, Zach Wilkins, he's a pretty good bowler. Again, this is the position round of the 20th annual Morris Anderson Memorial Shootout. Following this match, while we have a brief break, we will give away a Storm Absolute. Unfortunate break there for Ryan Savoy with the 4-9. Nick Heilman on a 3-bagger. Almost trips the 4, but doesn't get it to go. So 3 strikes and a 4-pin. Josh Craig's got spare strike, open strike. Looking over on 25-26, is that Josh Kennedy with the front 4?
Yes.
Something to keep in mind over there. Against Russ Oviatt with a double, followed by a spare and an 8 count. So lots going on here. Again, I appreciate everyone tuning in, everyone hitting that like button, everyone sharing the stream with everyone you know. And please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Let's do a subscriber update. We have 1796. We're 4 subscribers away from 1800. So big shout out to everyone who subscribed over the weekend. We do appreciate it greatly. Craig, this is on a sport pattern. This is a 2-6-3-1 pattern, which is very difficult for the average bowler. We're bowling on a little over 30 mils, so it's pretty hefty volume out there. It's a 42-foot custom pattern. Again, guys like Brady Stearns, who made a deep run at the USBC Masters last year, finishing in the top 15, I believe, following I think he lost to Belmo as his eliminating match. He lost to Belmo. But these guys are good. Looking down on 23-24, I see a spare and a 5-bagger from perhaps Craig Murray. He's the one not bowling right now against Nick Haney. Brady Stearns not caring much for 31 and 32. This is where you start to sweat a little bit in position round, where a lot of people start making moves. And Nick Heilman over here with a 3-bagger, followed by a spare spared. Josh Craig up now on lane 28. The next ball you see on 28 will be a Josh Craig ball going for a double. Big shot. A little lazy down lane. That's kind of been the theme with this pattern.
That's all 3 shots on 28 are just been a little lazy for him. 27's picking up and driving a little better.
Again, the hard part about this pattern is right away you see a lot of movement down lane. You see a lot of moving off the end of the pattern. So the players in the field this week really had the ability of getting to the pocket from multiple angles, using multiple or differences in equipment, so to speak. And because of that, the breakdown really pushed the oil down lane, and it makes that break point a little lazy. It's hard to get the entry angle required to get the corners out. You got lower rev guys like Paul Boger playing way left, almost like a fallback option, so to speak, just to be able to get the ball to face because he wants to stay away from everything outside of 10. But there are guys who are pretty heavy-handed who can play up the boards in that oil slick and be able to shape it the right way. Like I said, you can get to the pocket from multiple angles. And I don't know if that was a move for Brady Stearns to a Zen U. It was to a black ball. He's putting away the reality. But I think he likes that move he just made. Trying to see what ball comes out of the ball return. No, it's an IQ Tour, I believe, because it's got red label to it.
Yep.
Which would make sense. A nice smooth piece. That's a step down. Definitely a step down from the reality. So, speaking of the old gold IQ, Paul is a Columbia guy, so I believe that's an Obsession Tour Pearl. If I was a betting man. Paul's looking pretty good on this championship pair. We've never had a bowler successfully defend their title here at the Shootout. In fact, we've only have 2 players to win more than 1 title here in Minot. And Paul has a chance to do something unprecedented here in Minot, whereas he won the Shootout last year in his very first trip to Minot. And he could possibly win back-to-back Shootouts in his only 2 appearances here, which is insane to me.
That's crazy. Last year, was he playing more up the boards?
Yes. Yep.
So it's like totally different look that he has going right now, and so far, looking a lot of the same result.
Right, and it was a similar pattern. I think with a little less volume, it might have been shaped slightly different. But it's funny to see that he's playing way in with more volume as opposed to where he was last year.
I agree. I think they added more to the middle of the lane.
Again, pearls seem like they're in play for a few players right now. You know what Nick's throwing over here on 27-28. It's likely a tenacity that he's been throwing every year for the last 10 years.
He should probably just get a locker and leave that ball in the...
Right, just keep it at Minot.
Yeah.
Save itself the trip every time. You got Jared Schmidt over here throwing a Widow Ghost, so another pearl, but you got Ryan Savoy throwing a Venom Shock. Looks like Brady Stearns has both the Helios and the IQ Tour on the rack. What's Josh been throwing? I haven't seen what he's been moving to throughout the weekend. That appears to be a high road.
I was say, I think that's his high road.
Brady with the IQ tour. Does he get the 10 out? Yeah.
Kicks it out.
For a big 3-bagger there for Stearns. All right, unfortunately, it looks like tough sledding for Josh Craig. He's got 103 in the 7th, and Nick Heilman has 138 in the 6th with a spare working. So just can't get the corners out. Is that one going to go? He does get the late trip of the 10 on 27. Gonna have to do a score correction for him there, and good shot there for Paul. He seems like he's pretty locked in on the championship pair, and I think he's going to be tough to beat. I think that's the advantage of being in this match. Yeah, you're going to have, 3 matches before you bowl again if you're the #1 seed, but at the same time, you got a fresh look at what's going on here. Did you find that to be an advantage for you when you bowled in the K-Fire on the position round, to kind of have an idea what that pair is doing when you did the show?
I don't believe we bowled on that pair.
Really? Is that they didn't do that, huh?
I think they started from left to right, and the TV pair is in front of the desk.
Oh, because I know sometimes at the K-Fire they start in the middle, or the TV pair, and just kind of do the back and forth thing.
I don't believe so, because I believe the pair that I ended on was like the practice pair.
Huh. Well, I guess for those of you in the chat, do you think it's an advantage to bowl that position around game on the TV pair, especially if there's not a re-oil?
For me, I was okay with it because that meant I didn't throw urethane on that pair.
I suppose, especially on your side, yeah. Okay, we're about to wrap up. Looks like the match on 23 and 24 is about to finish. I see a 220 something out of Craig Murray, 222.
It looks like that's good enough because he has 42. Yeah, should be enough.
Okay, so should we run our random pick before we start compiling scores here? Do you think we should give away the ball? What do you think?
I think we should give away a ball.
We should? All right. Blake, I want you to vouch for it. We're going to hit this start button on our screen here. I know you guys can't see it, but there is a start button right here. It is going to randomly go through all the comments, and then we will read off who is the winner of the Storm Absolute. And here we go. And the winner.
That can't be right.
I could even. I will even take the camera and show you guys because it.
Yep.
I don't want anyone to think it's rigged.
Yep. That's.
It's not Blake.
It's
No.
not me. I was just gonna say it can't be me. If it is, we'd redo it.
Okay. So we are going to show you guys exactly who the random winner is. Let's see if I can get the camera up and running here. Okay, let's move it to this. Let's go to this. Let's go here, and there it is. Andy Mills is your winner of the Storm Absolute. So we will probably contact Andy before he leaves here and see what he would like to do with it. So
That's his little gift for coming in and watching all weekend.
I don't know, I'll have to look and see who he tagged. Make sure everything's all good, but Andy Mills is the winner of the Storm Absolute. Blake is going to compile some scores here. 187 from Ryan Savoy. Brady Stearns looking to... What a good shot there. What a turnaround. He had nothing going on, 31 and 32. He makes a change to an IQ tour, and now he's about to go back 7. We should see if Andy Mills is in the building. Let's try to find him and see what he's got to say. Because you never know. He doesn't throw... He throws predominantly Brunswick stuff the last I checked. Maybe he'll give it away to somebody else. Who knows? You got any scores for us, Blake? Anything to note?
Looks like, well, Paul's going to be the number one, it's looking like. Let's see here. 30, another 60.
And Brady Stearns strikes out back 7 for 230. He's going to get the win.
And then Jared can get to 2-0. So it looks to me like that'll still put him at 320. So if my calculations are correct, you'll have Paul Bober, Brady Stearns will be 2. 3 will be Ryan Savoy.
Ryan Savoy is a 3.
4 will be Jared still.
Jared Schmidt will stay in the 4. Okay.
And Nick Heilman will be your 5.
Okay, so the way it looks, you heard it here first. We believe it's going to be a Nick Heilman, Jared Schmidt first match in the stepladder finals right here on NDBowlTV. We need to do a brief moving of our cameras so that we can get our scores on the screen. We're going to zoom into our championship pair. Again, Andy Mills was the winner of the Storm Absolute. He was drawn by random. So we will have a word with Andy. That is the winner of the Storm Absolute. I'd like to thank everyone who participated in that contest. While we have a minute, let's show everyone the trophies because we actually have access to them. Here we go. This is the champion trophy. There you go.
Done. So if you guys that are done bowling, just hang out, probably only be 10-15 minutes, and they'll have the cash ready to hand out. I have cash for 30th through 6th, and the top 5 at checks.
Okay. All right, let's adjust our cameras. Let's get ready for that championship match. Let's see how we can do this here. Oh, let's not fall. You know. All right, let's see if now we can get, wow, that's crooked, huh? All right, so just briefly, they're going to go over and they're going to finalize the scores as we believe it. It's going to be Nick Heilman against Jared Schmidt in our first match. The winner will take on Ryan Savoy. Brady Stearns is the number 2 seed, and defending champion Paul Bober will be in your championship match. So an exciting stepladder finals coming up.
And Chris, looks like Jared was in 4th coming into position round. And I believe he maintained and stayed in 4th.
So exciting times here. If you haven't already, please share our stream with everyone you know. On social media, we have reached the finals of one of the bigger tournaments in the area. Russ, thank you. Appreciate you coming in here. Russ Oviatt stopped by to thank us here in the booth. I want to thank all of you for tuning in, keeping us company. Again, we are on the verge of the stepladder finals. Our first match will be once again making it 8 out of 10 years in the stepladder finals. Nick Heilman and the 2017 champion there will take on Jared Schmidt, who has not won a major, so between him and Ryan Savoy, we could have a first-time major winner. Paul Bober won this tournament last year. Brady Stearns is I believe, a 2-time winner because he won this tournament in 2019. He won the KFYR last season. So a lot of majors out there. A lot of things going on. What happened there, Blake? Now you're just...
Absolute. I want a Storm.
So Andy Mills. So would you like to take the Storm Absolute, or would you like to give it to the person you tagged?
Who did I take?
I don't know. You have to tell me that.
Oh, Jesus. I don't even remember. I make so many stupid posts on Facebook, I can't remember who I tagged. I will take the Absolute.
You will? Okay.
Yep.
I will message you tomorrow, and I'll get the weight and your address, and then it'll come from Storm.
Awesome.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you.
So Andy is the winner of the Storm Absolute. Thomas asks, there's never been a repeat winner back-to-back, right? Correct. Nobody has ever successfully defended their title here at the Shootout. And there's only been 2 repeat winners as far as more than one title here. And that is Matt McNeil won it in 12, and then again, I want to say in something like 15 or 17, something like that. And then Andy Mills won it in 2016 and 2021. So there's only 2 players that have won more than one shootout title. Again, if you're just joining us, it's going to be Nick Heilman against Jared Schmidt in our opening match, followed by Ryan Savoy, followed by Brady Stearns as the number 2, and defending champion Paul Bober waiting at top. If you're in the chat room, let us know who you think will win here today, since we have our stepladder finals.
No, apparently that was my first time ever filling out a stepladder bracket, and I totally messed it up.
Oh, that's what you did?
So we had to start over.
Yeah, Blake was over here filling out a bracket, just kind of making it for himself to follow with, and then all of a sudden I look over and he threw it away.
Yep.
Well, what was that all about?
Well, I had the winner of the Heilman Schmidt match being Savoy because I didn't put him in the other spot.
Well done.
Yeah, it was.
Well done. So again, for all you people out there, let's see, Nick Heilman is out of La Crosse, Wisconsin. He is a past champion here in 2017. Jared Schmidt is out of the Fargo-Moorhead area. Never won here at the shootout. I don't know if he's made the stepladder finals here or not. Courtney says, what is the payouts for the top 5? The first place prize is $4,000. The second place prize, I believe, is $2,500, followed by $2,000, $1,500, and $1,000. So you will get $1,000 just for making the stepladder finals here at the shootout.
That's the problem. You just know you're missing one on a chair over here.
Again, if you're just joining us, get on the horn, let everyone know on social media, hit the thumbs up button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I wonder if we've hit that golden 1,800 subscriber mark. We have. Blake, there it is. We are officially at 1,800 subscribers. Thank you to everyone. I think we started the weekend at 1,720, something like that. So thank you to everyone who has joined us and subscribed. I do appreciate that greatly. Hit the thumbs up button. Again, stay tuned to NDBowling.com on Facebook as we will update next week's KFYR TV Bowling Classic. And then here at NDBowlTV, we'll be back for match play the entire day at the NDBowling.com Classic live from Sunset Lanes in Moorhead on March 5th. So keep that in mind. Hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you turn on notifications so when we go live from the NDBowling.com Classic in March, you will be notified. I hope Jared wins. He deserves it coming from our area. I will agree with you. Jared's a really good bowler. He's done a lot of good things lately with especially with that Black Widow Ghost. He's shot a lot of big scores with that thing. I don't know if he'll use that in the finals, but very good player. I would be happy to see anybody in the finals win. These guys are all really good. They've all bowled really well this weekend.
Still waiting on the official results.
Right, they're handing out money to those who have already finished. I suppose he said they're writing out checks for some people, and So what do you think of the finals here, Blake? What do you think is going to happen?
I think the first game is going to be pretty interesting because you know where Nick's going to be playing. He's going to be staying in the same part of the lane he has been. And I believe Jared's going to be in a lot deeper than he is. So we'll see how that goes. Looks like Ryan's going to be in deeper. Brady, you just never know. He could literally pull out urethane and play the twig, or he could be hooking the whole lane.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. If you're just joining us, again, it is a Nick Heilman, Jared Schmidt first match. According to our math here in the booth, of course, that's never
All right, we got
100%. Here it is.
So first, with a 24-64 is Paul Robert.
Okay, Paul
Second,
is
with a
number 1.
24-49 is Brady Stearns.
Okay.
Third with a 23.95 is Ryan Savoy. Fourth with a 23.20 is Jared Schmidt. Fifth with a 23.14 is Nick Heilman.
There you have it.
On.
Sixth was Josh Kennedy.
Josh Kennedy finished in 6th.
22.42.
So Josh Kennedy was still 60 pins or so away from the show, but there you have it. Josh Kennedy is the first player out.
Jared as lane choice. Just gonna put names on envelopes, and then we'll have your money ready.
Okay, you heard it here first. It'll be Nick Heilman against Jared Schmidt. Jared Schmidt will get lane choice in our first match. Again, Jared will get lane choice. I do believe they will give him 2 shots on each lane, correct? Is that how we do it here at the shootout?
I believe so.
Okay.
So, Darren, what are you expecting from this first game?
Well, it's all going to come down to this is in my mind like a David versus Goliath thing. You've got a guy who's been on the shootout show now 8 out of 10 years. He's won the thing once. He's been second probably 3 or 4 times. In all honesty, it's going to be how quickly can Jared get comfortable. If he gets comfortable, he can strike like anyone else. But then, you know, it's still Nick Heilman. Is his finger bothering him with the way he got it all jacked up yesterday? I know he's been wrapping it up in a napkin or something or another all day because he's been bleeding because he got his hand pinched in a ball after trying to get his lift out or whatever. But I don't know. This is one of those matches you probably don't see very often. It's like I said, it's going to come down to how quickly can Jared get comfortable and if he can find a look. Neither of these players has bowled on this lane in a few games. I believe Nick was here in the rotation. I don't know if Jared bowled on this pair or not.
Yep. I think, yeah, and don't make the mistake. Don't beat yourself.
James Martinez, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well out in Colorado. Hope things are good for you. Again, this is a first match, Jared Schmidt against Nick Heilman. 2 shots on each lane. So I have to ask Blake, is that the comment that was pulled for that contest? Do we have to, redo it?
I don't know.
We will look around, but I'll get back to you on the whole absolute thing. We gotta talk to Andy here, because it's just a random comment picker, so it picks out of all the comments. And
Oh, I thought it would take it out of the hashtag.
right, and I thought it did too, but I don't think it did. So we're gonna have to talk to Andy here. Do you want to go find him for me, Blake? Can you do that?
I can do that.
Okay. Thank you, Chad. We do appreciate that. Again, this is Nick Heilman against Jared Schmidt, live from North Hill Bowl in Minot, our first match of the stepladder finals here at the Shootout. First shot good for Nick. All right, here's our first look at Jared Schmidt out of the Fargo-Moorhead area. This is one of those guys that can strike a lot. It just depends on how comfortable he'll be, you know, in this kind of setting, in a stepladder final of an NDBowling.com major event, facing a guy who's not only won this tournament back in 2017, but has been on the show 8 out of the last now 10 years, which is a record unmatched by anyone else. There is a skeptical thought. We did go through all the comments, and Andy Mills just kind of replied to a comment, so there is a chance that we are going to have to redraw for the absolute, so stay tuned for that. All right, good first frame for Jared. He, you know, fill frames. You saw him take a deep breath there. It's just a matter of, like I said, it's a matter of just getting comfortable. I think we all remember our first time on TV at a specific tournament. I know Jared's probably been on our show down in Fargo, I believe. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure he's been on our show. But I don't think he's been on the show here at the Shootout. It's again, this is a whole nother level. This field is the strongest field we will see all year. You really one of our shows, so
really got to stay in the moment, because the game can go really quick.
Yes.
If you're not focused on what's going on, let the moment get too big.
And I felt like in one of my first, well, my only TV show appearance, for me, it was just getting the ball off your hand the first couple shots, get settled in, and once you do, it's a matter of just doing what you do, you know?
Yeah, those first couple shots, it's almost like the end of like a 300, like one of your first 300s, you're all nervous. That's kind of how the first shots are.
And I'm sure at this point, this is like bowling league for Nick Heilman. I mean, the guy's done this enough to...
I mean, he probably has a stepladder average of like 21 games now.
Right? Yeah, official stepladder average. I hope he goes to tournaments with a tournament average and a stepladder finals average from Minot. Yes, Jared is throwing a Black Widow Ghost. And I believe Nick is throwing his Tenacity like he always does. That is wide. It still hooks off the spot. That is exactly why he plays there.
That is why he throws that ball, too.
And thank you for that reminder there, Ken Fletcher, of getting steamrolled by Todd Iverson on TV. Yes, I did. But I can actually say that I struck my first 3 shots on TV. So say what you will. Say what you will.
I got ran over my first one as well.
Yeah?
Yep.
Was that Jack Nelson?
That was Jack Nelson.
Little lazy down lane. It's so easy to get fast in this kind of moment. You're so amped up for it.
mechanic is quick on it, setting the pin back up. Really open. Let's get settled in. I'm gonna have to throw some strikes now. There you go. That's a good
Yeah,
shot.
he's good on 29. Just got to figure out 30. It seems like it's a hair lazy down lane on 30, so he's just got to make a slight adjustment to get there. But going against Nick, are you going to get enough help to, have that opening?
I think for someone like Nick, when you've been in this situation so many times, everybody knows it. Puts a little extra pressure on the opponent.
Oh, and, well, the black cloud has arrived here in the booth.
Yeah, well.
That shot just hooked up early on him. Again, where he's playing, though, is allowing for makeable spares, and I think that's half the battle on these tough patterns is playing in an area of the lane that allows you to miss and leave something you can make.
And stay out of trouble.
Again, the winner here will take on Ryan Savoy. And then Brady Stearns is the number 2. And our top seed is defending champion Paul Bober.
Andy said he was coming out here. He was donating to the local charity and the...
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Well, we will have a talk with Andy because in verifying through the contest, he didn't do what he needed to do. Blake has verified we did run another random draw, so we do have another comment picked out that did in fact fit the bill. So stay tuned for that.
Let's see if Jared can make the adjustment here.
Yeah, this is the lane he left the bucket on. Looks like a hair slower. There, he got the 10 out. I didn't know if it would have enough, but it got the 10 out. Again, he's throwing a Widow Ghost. Jared Schmidt out of the Fargo-Moorhead area against Nick Heilman out of La Crosse, Wisconsin. Winner gets Ryan Savoy, who is over on 23 and 24, throwing some warm-up shots. Big shot here for Jared. This is his good lane. It's really good.
Good shot. Doing what he needs to do. Stacking some strikes up and putting a little pressure.
And you can look over here, and Andy Mills is in our booth, and unfortunately for Andy, your comment was just kind of a meme comment, so it picked. You never tagged anybody, like the comment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the comment you were just replying to Rob. So,
Okay.
so unfortunately, we had to pick somebody else.
You gotta
So
pick somebody else.
yeah, and the new winner, just
Who's
for
the new winner?
everyone, is Michael Harlow.
Good for Michael.
So sorry, Andy, but it's how it is. So Michael Harlow then tagged Tyler Harlow. They tagged Tyler and used the hashtag absolute. So congratulations, Michael. Nick Heilman goes high again on 29. Is it going to get lucky?
Oh.
Oh my.
Just
Unbelievable, and they're going to have to fix the
fix the
score
score.
there. Wow. I guess when you're Nick Heilman, you're Nick Heilman. Unbelievable break there for Nick.
Yeah. All Jared can do is keep striking, keep
How hard is that as an opponent to have to go up there and throw a shot after seeing that?
It's a little demoralizing. Hopefully. Oh, he got on that one a little more.
Oh. Yeah, leaving a 3-6. You can tell he's trying to fit it to a spot on that lane to make sure it covers the head pin, you know, and
That's just a hard spot when your arm swing's not as loose when you're trying to fit it into that exact spot.
again, Michael Harlow was selected as the Storm Absolute winner after going through and verifying the comments, as we have to do. So, Michael, if you're watching, we'll be in contact with you either later tonight or tomorrow to get in the information we need. Again, congratulations and thank you to everyone for participating. Again, it selected Andy Mills, but in looking at the comments, he did not do what he needed to do. He was just replying to some of the comments that were already made. And the comment that he did made is actually perfect for the situation. If anybody wants to go back and look at that. And Jared Schmidt, soft 10. Unfortunately, that's hard to take after just watching what your opponent did there, tripping out the 6-10 late. But again, if I was in that situation, I'm taking that break all day long. The strike looks the same on the board. It takes breaks like that to win a tournament like this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Jared's still got 225 left. He's going to need some help here from Nick, but it's hard to see Nick kind of going that far off the rails, but you never know. That's why we bowl. That's why we finish the game, right?
Yep.
Yes, this is the first match of the stepladder finals. The 3 seed is Ryan Savoy, and that'll be up next.
Was he throwing different equipment yesterday then?
Who's that?
Heilman?
I'm not sure. He skipped over. I believe he skipped over our. No, he did throw on our pair. He threw on 31-32 during our coverage yesterday, and he was actually standing probably 30-35 because of how the breakdown was.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's always in a different spot, and we talked to him after the round, and he said qualifying is just about staying out of your own way and filling frames and not shooting that 160.
Might need to take lessons from Nick on that one.
Yeah, right. I tend to chop that more often than not. Good ball there. Again, great tournament for Jared. Unfortunately, he's going to come up a little bit short here as Nick just needs, 8 pins to shut him out. Not even that. Needs four pins in 2 balls to take care of it. So, and that's if Jared strikes out here. So, good tournament for Jared. He's been near the top in quite a few of these before. Nice to see him on NDBowlTV. And I guarantee you won't be the last time we see him. He's a very good player.
Well,
and we'll take home $1,000 for finishing in 5th.
he threw a pretty good game, too. It's just lane 30 just got him a little bit there.
Yeah, he definitely likes lane 29.
Which will be interesting how Savoy manages 30. If,
Right.
He's going to hit that same type of problem, or
Yeah, he's been testing out a few different pieces down there on 23 and 24. Again, that's it for Jared. Applause for him. 223. He'll finish in 5th place today. And a typical Nick Heilman game on NDBowlTV here, it seems like, in the 240s. Ryan Savoy will come over here. Looks like he's holding a Venom Shock.
.247, 223.
Good match there.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you're Jared Schmidt and you tell him you're going to shoot 223 in the stepladder final of a major, I think he'll say yes, please, every time.
Yeah.
So
That game is probably good enough to win most of the matches all day today.
So again, congratulations to Nick on winning the first match. He will take on Ryan Savoy in our quarterfinal match. Ryan will get 2 shots on each lane, and he will also get lane choice. What do you all think of the camera angle at the moment? Do you guys like it how it is? Do you like a little wider view? Let us know. Again, I'm Darren Cini in the booth alongside Blake Wallstrom, calling the action here of the 20th annual Morris Anderson Memorial Shootout. We are getting close to crowning a champion. This is the quarterfinal match, Nick Heilman against Ryan Savoy. Winner will take on Brady Stearns in the semifinal match. Okay, it says the camera's great. We will leave it how it is. I personally like the closer view to kind of see pin action a little bit better. Still see all the sponsors out there in the back. So let us know if they have any issues. And that is a Venom Shock, as I can see it anyways, for Ryan Savoy in the practice. Let's take the scores off of there so nobody gets confused. These are just the practice shots. Again, big thank you to Jeff Craig, Rory Selk, Renee Shirley, Greg Demakis, and the entire staff here at North Hill Bowl for hosting, once again, a great event, allowing us to come here and cover it the entire weekend, raising so much money for this tournament and doing so much for the local community as a family-run business. We do appreciate that, so hats off to the staff here at North Hill Bowl, including Robert Ballard, who told me this morning he is retiring, and that's why they're looking for a new mechanic here at North Hill Bowl. So shout out to Robert. He's done a great job. I haven't seen a major breakdown for this tournament in many years, so big shout out to him and everyone else here at North Hill Bowl.
Yeah, it normally runs pretty smooth.
Oh, what do you guys think? Do you want to interview with the person that fell short? We could do that. We've always traditionally done the winner, but if you'd like to visit with Jared, we could sure do that. Because he's right here. Let's talk to Jared. Why not? While we're doing warm-ups. Here we go, into the booth. Jared, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Awesome, Jared. So you finished in 5th. I think I was telling Blake earlier, if you tell me I'm going to shoot 223 in the finals of a major like this, I'll take it every time. What do you think?
Absolutely. I was happy I could go out there and put up a decent score. It's just Nick was better.
Yeah, Nick is crazy. We were talking about he's made 8 out of 10 finals here in the last 10 years. He's won it once. He's finished second 4 times. And I think I described the match as like a David versus Goliath thing. And I knew it comes down to how quickly could you get comfortable. Was the right lane kind of the issue for you there?
It was more nerves.
Was it?
Yeah. I walked back after that first shot, and I knew it right away. Like, I had a good look on that lane, and it was just the nerves and...
Yeah, we've all been there.
Right.
And all 3 of us have been on a show in some capacity. And great bowling for you. You took home, what was it, $1,000 check for 5th? Is that what the payout was?
I thought so. I don't know. I haven't gotten it yet.
I suppose. Well, I believe the thing that I had was $1,000. So congratulations on a great weekend. Good
Appreciate
bowling,
it.
and I'm sure we'll see you again.
And nice
Thank you.
bowling all weekend.
Yeah, thanks, Jared. And there you have it, a little word with Jared Schmidt. And
Yeah,
everyone, we could do that. Absolutely. They got to wait for their check anyways. So if you guys would like interviews with each person as they are eliminated from the tournament, we can for sure do that. Nice jersey. Yeah, he's wearing the Garden Center jersey. And as you can see, we are underway. Ryan Savoy against Nick Heilman.
So is Savoy using 2 different balls?
Is that what you're seeing? What did he throw on 29?
He's throwing that Night Road again
Okay.
on 29, and he warmed up 2 shots on 30 with the shot.
Okay. Interesting.
I missed well, I seen the spare shot go down the line. I missed the first shot, but
High shot there. Did that go Brooklyn?
that went Brooklyn. Yeah, it seems like Nick has to be nice to it. If he grabs it or gets it in, it wants to pick up a little bit. But he is one that's pretty good at being nice to it if he has to.
Correct. And again, this is where kind of Nick plays every year here at North Hill Bowl. That one hooked up early as well, so we'll see what kind of adjustments Nick makes going forward. So now if you're the 2 seed here, are you watching part of this match to kind of get an idea of the breakdown, or are you just kind of focused on your own thing over on the practice pair?
I normally come down. I would say probably he'll come down for like the last 3-4 shots and just see what's going on. Other than that, he's staying loose.
And we have a comment in the chat room. My money is on Nick. I think if you were a betting man, putting your money on Nick is a safe bet, although
The odds are
seeing
probably not very good, though.
Right, seeing Brady Stearns sitting over there along with the defending champion Paul Bober waiting, who just shot, what, 230 on this pair in the position round. It's going to be a clash of the Titans, whoever gets out of this match, really. That is a Venom shock on lane 30. Little lazy down lanes, same sort of thing we were seeing with Jared. Something to watch out for.
Well, staying clean. Nick going high a couple shots. He might be making some adjustments, trying to figure it out. So Savoy might have a second here to figure his stuff out. And
Right. So
Nick,
it does look like Savoy is doing that 2-ball thing. He's thrown a Night Road on the left lane, a Venom Shock on the right lane. Just kind of goes to show what differences they're seeing on our championship pair. Again, Ryan Savoy kind of been leading for most of the day. Fell off towards the end there. Settled into the 3 spot. Late kick of the 7.
And I bowled with him all day yesterday. He was basically on cruise control all day. Just 220, 230.
Okay, frame 3 for Heilman, working on a spare. It seems like if he gets that ball down lane to that spot, it hooks up and it's there every single time. But if he doesn't project it the right way to get it down to that spot, it wants to hook up early and go nose on him. So it's just a matter of consistency, getting it to that point, proper projection, which this late in a tournament when you're on game, 20 at this point, can get a little tricky. Is that going to hook? Gets enough of the head pin, but doesn't take out the 10. An opportunity for Ryan to go up and put up the first double of the match. Okay, on the spare.
Yep.
It seems to be like the theme every time we do this show on this pair. It seems like a guy has one lane and doesn't quite have it on the other. Same sort of story this year.
Has been a theme kind of all weekend, pair to pair, but even lane to lane. Staying with the Venom Shock.
Gets out far enough. It reads early. Unfortunate to just leave the 610. Oh, good spare. Stay clean.
Yeah, we got
2-pin match. Again, big thank you to everyone who has joined us today. Appreciate everyone in the chat room, everyone for hitting that like button, subscribing. Appreciate everyone keeping me company on a long weekend here at North Hill Bowl. We are in the quarterfinal match here in the shootout. Ryan Savoy, frame 5. Night Road doesn't get the 10 out. Good shot though.
Yeah, those corners are being a little tricky. The late trip of the 7 last frame and now the 10.
On the spare, stay clean, keep yourself in the match. I think some of the hardest parts on TV shows is throwing out those first couple spares and getting comfortable with your spare shot. I think that's an underestimated thing in stuff like this.
Yeah, when you get to this part of the tournament, it's really easy to beat yourself if you start missing spares.
We'll get there. 4-9. That one looked like it started reading just a hair early. Never got it to the spot. Bit of an unfortunate break there, leaving both the 4 and the 9, but one I could see Nick making. I would like to know how that jammed finger's doing for him. If that's affecting him at all. Looks like he'll get just the 4 unless he gets lucky. All right, so an open in the 5th for Heilman. That's 87 up. Everyone's saying Nick needs to make a jump left. Nick is a traditional guy that likes to stay up the boards. He's done it for so many years, regardless of the pattern they put out, and he's found so much success doing so. That one, too, hooked up early. It didn't seem like he got that one down lane as much. Like, he got a little slow on it, and I don't know if the finger's affecting him in being able to project the ball like he normally does, or if it's a case that he's just not comfortable with his ball reaction. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it seems like if he gets it up the boards at all and doesn't give it a little room, it reads really early.
Stuck a little bit, but still converted the 3-6. So advantage Savoy here. He's got an opportunity to put some pressure on who I deemed in the preview article the king of the hill.
Looks like Savoy's making a ball change here. He's going to go with the same ball.
Okay, so is this the Night Road over here?
Yeah, it looked like that's what he picked up.
Okay. It is indeed the Night Road. Let's see how that one looks down lane. And that got the 10 out, so apparently it's a pretty good choice. Let's see if he stays with that ball on the left lane. Big shot for Ryan. Chance to put up a double late down lane, and he gets lucky getting out the 2-5 and only leaving the 10. And Paul Bober just looked at us and said he hates that lane. I believe it. Everyone that comes on our championship pair does not like the left lane. But fortunate break for Ryan there to trip out essentially the bucket that was left there standing for a second.
Makes this a little easier to pick up.
I could see Brady over there kind of smirking after that break for Ryan. Will he take advantage of it? He does. He picks up that 10 pin. So 117 in the 6 for Ryan Savoy, keeping everything clean. He's got the advantage in the match. Now, if you're Nick, you got to think about finding a way to put up a double, make up for that open.
Yeah, that's a prime example of, Jared's 220 would have been looking pretty good this game.
Yeah, funny how that happens.
Yeah.
Okay, Heilman up now, frame 7. He projected that one a little better. Will it hook? The 10, lucky break on the 10. Gotta love it when the bird dog connects.
So disappointing when it goes in front of it or behind it.
Right? So you could definitely see a definitive difference on that shot by Nick on the way he projected the ball out to the spot as opposed to like almost trying to place it and be too perfect. So I think if he keeps doing that, he'll be all right. It's all about getting the ball down lane to the spot if you're going to play that far right.
And he didn't.
Yeah, that was left too.
Yeah, didn't get that one out.
So now he's left with what I consider a very difficult spare on something like this when that sleeper's back there because the 9 pin is still sitting there. Again, the history has shown that these two lanes have been drastically different over the years on our show. It's proving that today. Tough spare. Doesn't like it. The 9 stands. So an open for Nick, 135 in the 8th. He can only max out at 195. Ryan Savoy's got an opportunity here. Looks left, but it shims through. Nice shot by Ryan Savoy. Strike up in the 8th. Looking in complete control. It's a shot here to really put the pressure on, really make it easier for him in the 10th frame. And Ryan was the higher seed, so he did choose to finish last. Whether that was a preference of how he likes to finish or if he has a better lane, I would guess that he wanted to finish on the right lane, but oh, will he get the break on the 5? No. So 9 count there. But it looks like he made the right choice. Even though he's finishing last, he's going to be on the better of the 2 lanes, in my opinion.
Yeah, and made the smart ball change on that lane.
Because Nick's going to have to finish on the lane he hasn't struck on yet in this game. Okay, so cover the 5 pin. And as it stands, Nick can max out at 195. Ryan Savoy is over here at 207 for a max. So we'll see if Nick can throw a 4-bagger together here to make Ryan perform in the 10th. Gotta have it. There it is.
Great shot.
Well, now you gotta find a way to put 3 together on a lane you haven't struck on this game. I don't know what the move is. His last shot went high for that 3, 6, 9, 10. And you got to be careful, because if you make too big of a move and project it too far, that's going to get lazy down lane. So it's a risk-reward sort of deal here.
Yeah, it's going to have to make the move and trust it. Nope.
Like a move left with his feet, but he missed left on the lane quite a bit. Got lucky there with the strike, so he's still got a chance. Better shot, and I thought he projected that so much better, and it just got to the spot and took off.
Yep.
For a Greek church, so that's going to be a max of 179. Is that what I see up there as a max? He gets, well, I guess he could,
if he
could shoot 180.
Yeah,
that's it.
Which means Savoy just needs what?
Like 5 pins, 4 pins, not even. So he's already got 167, so 5.
5 in the first shot.
It's pretty straightforward here for Ryan Savoy, and he will move on. Brady Stearns making his way down here to our championship pair.
Just shows how quick it can change too. I mean,
right, Nick had 247 that first game, and looks a little wide and late. Fortunate enough to be 8 count, and that's enough. So Ryan Savoy will move on. I think he's gonna probably try to cover this one to get a fill ball. We'll see if he tries a tester out there and see what happens. Again, good tournament for Nick. He'll finish in 4th place once again, top 4 for, I think it's 6 out of 10 years.
that's just an incredible run.
That's insane. Yeah, that's absolutely insane. His worst finish in 10 years is 14th place, and that is crazy. Absolutely crazy. He's only missed the ladder twice in 10 years.
There's people that have been bowling 10 years that haven't even bowled on Sunday.
Correct. Like it's an impressive thing. You know, still great weekend for Nick, and probably a good fill ball here for Ryan. You got to think he's going to try a different spot on the lane. That one was a little left. Good spot for a stone 8. And congratulations to Ryan Savoy advancing to our semifinal match against Brady Stearns, defeating Nick Heilman 194 to 178. Let us know who you think is going to win the next match, Ryan Savoy against Brady Stearns. Comment down in the chat room and let us know who you think will win.
And say after watching what Nick just went through, I'd have to imagine Brady is not going to try the gutter.
That would be a safe bet. Let's get rid of our scores here. So again, nobody gets confused. Again, Brady Stearns against Ryan Savoy in our semifinal match. Winner will take on defending champion Paul Bober in the final, where Bober will look to become the first player in shootout history to win back-to-back titles and become the 3rd player overall with multiple shootout wins. Meanwhile, Brady Stearns is coming onto our pair here, looking to become a 3-time NDBowling.com major winner, and he would also, with a win today, would be a 2-time shootout champion, having won this tournament back in 2019. Finishing in the stepladder several times over the years. I believe Brady is out of the St. Cloud area. Ryan Savoy, I want to say, is from the cities. I'm not sure exactly where he resides out of, but I would guess somewhere around the cities. If anyone in the chat room knows, any Ryan Savoy fans, let us know.
So he won the K-Fire last year.
Yes, and then he won the title here in 2019 in the shootout as his 2 major wins, I believe. I don't think he's won in Manitoba, and I don't think he's won the Classic.
I think he was in the stepladder of the Classic. I couldn't remember.
Yes, yep. I feel like with the differences in these 2 lanes, I think the advantage goes to the players who tend to make more shows and understand the difference in this pair, because this pair has always been the championship pair. And it's one of those where you have the advantage having a game on this pair already. That's the advantage that Ryan will have. Everyone's saying that Ryan is from Superior, Wisconsin, so thank you for that. Superior is right across the river from the Minneapolis Metro, I believe, or is Superior up by the lake? Up by the lake?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking of Hudson for whatever reason. So yeah, that's up by like the Duluth area. Is that what I'm thinking?
Yeah, I think it's right across the lake or whatever.
The river from Duluth there, yeah. Okay. So Ryan Savoy against Brady Stearns in our semifinal match. Good first shot there for Ryan, wrap 10.
So interesting. Stearns picked a finish on 29.
And for those of you waiting for a word from Nick, he is kind of putting his stuff away. I don't know if we'll be able to get a word from him. They do have quite a hefty drive home, so they may be trying to get on the road. Ooh, flags the 10 pin. I guess if you're going to open, the first frame is as good as any.
Yep, but I wouldn't want to give Brady too many free pins.
So if you're the opponent and if you're the bowler and you see your opponent open the first frame, does that kind of let you exhale a little bit? Or are you just all foot on the gas, all business?
Try to put it away as quick as possible.
Okay, first shot for Stearns. Looks like an IQ tour, a little lazy on the back on lane 30, kind of like what we're experiencing from everyone else. Leaves a 2-8.
Especially because all these guys are so good that you don't want to let them hang around.
And I will say a spare like this is not easy on this pattern, because you kind of want to throw something with a little bit of a roll to it to get that back pin out. But the middle is so touch and go. All right, good spare. Again, Brady's out of the St. Cloud area. Been featured on quite a few of our shows, and like we mentioned earlier, he is the defending champion heading into the KFYR Budweiser Bowling Classic in Mandan next weekend. Looking to win his third NDBowling.com major title, second title here at the Shootout if he were to prevail. Pretty good shot there. I like the look he's got on that lane with that ball.
Yep.
Just see what kind of move he makes on lane 30.
Oh, that's just a bad break.
A little late, and yeah, that's definitely a bad break. I thought that was a decent shot, maybe a little behind the head pin, but I don't think he deserved 7-10 there. But I think you and I can attest to that. That is a textbook North Hill Bowl 7-10 right there.
There's been a lot of them this year. Still waiting for that to be picked up on the stream.
Yeah, someday it'll happen. Again, we're in our semifinal match. The winner here will take on defending champion Paul Bober in the final. Savoy looking to become a first-time major winner here at the Shootout. Hook up, get the 10, roll it, did it.
Got it.
Nice break on the 10 there for Ryan Savoy. And I do believe it was Ryan Savoy last year that started off the qualifying round like way down, like towards the bottom. He was like 100 under and ended up going berserk and found his way into like the top 10 and ended up being top 10 after day 2 as well. Like, I don't know what it was last year what he changed, but that's something I'll ask him if we get a word with him at any point today.
Yeah, I think somebody was joking with him yesterday about it.
Yeah. Okay, Stearns frame 3 working on a strike. Gets the swisher zone.
Yeah.
Big double early. Again, you got the Stearns is all business, you know, it's all the shoe brush. You got the chamois, do the tap on the heel.
Just get locked in and go.
The pre-shot routine every time.
Yeah. See you, Matt.
Sending off Matt Gasson, who has got what he said like a 12-hour drive back home. But Good to see him, as always. Stearns, frame 4. Big shot there. Stearns is all business.
It seems like he likes 29 a little more than 30, where the other players seemed like they were liking 30 a little more.
Right. But I think it's one of those things. Are you playing the lazy back end, or are you playing the 29 that you have a little more reaction on, you know? I think you lock into one, and then you just try to inch your way on the other one, and whichever one you're seeing the proper picture on is the one you want to throw more games on. But we'll see. Happens here. Savoy, frame 4, working on a strike. Is that going to get right far enough? He wanted to shim, but he leaves a 6-pin. And Carl said these are locker guy teammates. Very nice. So 2 guys that bowl together quite often.
Yeah, that team has been pretty successful over the years.
Hey, on the spare, you're staring up at a 3-bagger from Stearns. You got to think you got to put together some strikes now. What's the adjustment here on 29? I mean, he just struck the last one, but he had the, what is it, a wrap 10 in the first?
Yeah.
So it seems like he's got 29 down. Just make sure you get the strike here.
I think his challenge is 30. Then he just has to worry about carrying the corners on 29.
Yeah, he's pretty locked in on 29. What do you think his adjustment is on 30, though?
That's tough because that shot, or the first shot he threw over there was, I thought it was pretty good, and it was lazy. And that last shot was inside of that just a little bit, and it read so early.
Right, so he's kind of in that over-under zone.
Yeah. And looked like Brady slowed his speed down and just kind of let the ball fight through it.
Right, and Brady's throwing a IQ Tour, we believe, which is a low diff ball. Not much flare to it, pretty smooth piece. Looks pretty good. Wow, that 3-pin almost stood up there. I would agree with you. Edward in the chat says Brady's release is so smooth. And yes, it is. Brady has worked very hard at what he does. He's very good at what he does. And he deserves all the success he's had, which includes, you know, making the deep run at the Masters and winning multiple titles like this. When Brady gets locked in, you don't want to face him.
He can compete with the best of them.
Okay, working on a 4-bagger. Swisher zone on 29, and it's good enough for 5 in a row. I guess the writing's on the wall for Ryan. You're going to have to make a move here, throw a confident shot on 30. So you got to start striking. Still going with that night road. Little late, but that was such a good shot compared to where the first 2 on that lane were. I bet you he feels like he just can't fit it to the right spot right now to get a strike on that lane.
It's so tough, especially when you're watching your opponent strike and you make a good shot like that and 10-pin.
Quentin Craig asks, urethane in play at all this year? There was some urethane going down the lane, but from what I gathered, it didn't stay in play very long. I think people used it as kind of a bridge, whether it was to start the tournament out to keep the ball in front of you and just kind of fill frames, or else in that really squirrely area where the transition didn't allow, like where Ryan is currently experiencing on lane 30. But from my perspective, I didn't see it in play that long when it was. Definitely not like past years.
No.
Okay, gotta keep getting your strikes on 29. That's really all you can do until you figure out that riddle on 30. But in the meantime, the train has arrived in town, and that train is named Brady Stearns. Brady is locked in, and he's not looking back. Frame 7. That's pure, bro.
Yeah.
That's all you can say to that. And even still, it's business as usual for Stearns.
Nope. He figured out what he had to do on both lanes, and that's been the trick so far.
Okay, so Ryan still has, what has he got left? 218. And Stearns is already pacing in the 230s, so. Pretty much shut the door. And that'll throw up a 7-bagger. That's all you can ask for. He's already got 200 in the 8th. The best Ryan Savoy can do is the 218, so. It's essentially all but official here, but great run for Ryan Savoy so far. He had that front 9 actually on the pair to the right on our coverage yesterday, the qualifying round. And sent his shot a little wide on 32, left a bucket, but he was in the lead for most of the day. Not sure kind of what happened after he was in the lead. I feel like he was over here. He was out of our view towards the end of match play and fell down to the 3rd spot, but still a great weekend. I feel like 3rd place is somewhere around that $1,750, $2,000 check.
Yeah.
Because I know 2nd place is $2,500, and the top prize is $4,000 plus the crystal trophy that we have here to our right. I think Blake is going to go try to track down a payout sheet so that we know for sure. And we confirm 3rd place is a $2,000 casher, $2,500 for 2nd and $4,000 for 1st. And again, I think for Ryan, it's just going to come down to the way it was on that right lane, you know, just not being able to solve the equation. And I don't know, like we were mentioning earlier, is it a case where you're comfortable on the one lane and then you're trying to like feed off of that a little bit towards the other lane? But at the same time, like you said, he was making really good shots on 30, left the 7-10 the one time and then wrapped 10. What was that, the 6th frame?
Yep. And then even on 29, he was making good shots, but getting the corners out was still tough. So.
All right, so if you're Brady Stearns here, you pretty much have the matches locked up already. What are you doing here? You just kind of keeping in your rhythm, trying to lace shots like you have been, or are you trying out something else, trying to test your area a little bit?
Yeah, I might, I'm going to try to stay close to what I'm doing, but maybe test, just like aim a board out and see if it's going to recover or not. But the way he's throwing it right now, just stay in the groove.
I would agree, and we'll see if we can get a word with Ryan following this match. There's a few good questions for him as it pertains to his run last year here at the Shootout, as well as making the run here this year with the potential 300 game yesterday and a good run today. That 8-pin said not today. That wanted to stand up and something hit it towards the back, but Again, even though it's a victory lap for Stearns, the routine stays the same. The shoe brush, the chamois, tap, tap, go, you know. It doesn't matter if you're losing by 20 or winning by 100. It's just...
Well, he did crack a smile over here. And
got a little firm there. Yep, Paul is letting us know some future changes to the shootout. He says the top seed should get pair choice, not lane choice. Sorry, Paul, but we're not moving the set just for you. So 279 for Brady Stearns. And he'll move on to the championship match to take on defending champion Paul Bober. Ryan Savoy will finish things out and take home a $2,000 check for finishing third. Great weekend for him. And again, we are about to enter our championship match, so if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Share with everyone you know on social media. We have reached the final game here at the 20th annual Morris Anderson Memorial Shootout. Again, I'm Darren Steeney alongside Blake Wallstrom, calling the action here from North Hill Bowl in Minot. Big thank you to all the sponsors on the back wall there on the masking units. And again, big thanks to Storm, the official bowling ball sponsor of the High Plains Bowling Network. Again, congratulations to Michael Harlow, who is the winner of our Storm Absolute contest after confirming comments. Mr. Mills was drawn first, but his comment wasn't valid after quality control went through and figured it out. So once again, congratulations to Michael Harlow. Again, you can stay up to date on everything NDBowling.com by liking our Facebook page, where we will have updates for the KFYR TV Bowling Classic next weekend. Again, we will not have that live streamed as it is a NBC event. So the local NBC station will be televising that one live in Western North Dakota. Again, big thank you to the folks at Storm for sponsoring us this season. Again, you're watching NDBowlTV, the High Plains Bowling Network. We're moving into the championship match of the 20th annual Morris Anderson Memorial Shootout. Let us know in the chat room who you think is going to win the title. Paul Bober, the defending champion, or Brady Stearns, the winner from 2019. Both looking to win their second shootout title. So we will have a third bowler with 2 shootout titles across the 20 years for this tournament. He won this tournament last year throwing, I believe it was like a dynamic swing, playing up the boards. You can see that show in our archive following this event.
well, has a chance to make history.
Yeah, first player to successfully defend his title here at the shootout. Last year was his first visit to North Hill Bowl here in Minot. He ended up qualifying first on Saturday, ended up winning the tournament on Sunday. So he enters the tournament this weekend for free because he got the free entry for being the qualifying leader last year. And now he has a chance to walk away with another title. Again, these two, and I would say Nick Heilman, are in there for the people that have records that are unmatched here at the shootout. I guess I would put Matt McNeil up there as well. He's a 2-time winner of this event. And I would like to know how many events he has bowled in his lifetime to get to those two, but I know he hasn't been here that many. You could see who the last, I believe it is 10 winners we have listed on NDBowling.com if you click on the history tab. And then you can click on each year's name to get the complete recap from that year to relive what happened in those seasons. But again, if you're watching, head on into the chat room. Let us know who you think is going to win the title match here of the 20th annual Morris Anderson Memorial Shootout. Will it be the defending champion Paul Bober, or will Brady Stearns prevail following a 279 in the semifinal? I think it's going to be a little tough sledding for Paul. He's mentioned to us multiple times while waiting for this match that he does not like this pair. And based on the practice shots so far, you can tell.
Yeah, it's going to be how quick he can figure out the differences of the two pairs. Although, I mean, he shot 220 in the position round game. So, but when you're bowling the buzzsaw that is Brady Stearns, is 220 going to be enough?
That is very true. We will see. Time will tell, and we are about to be underway. Paul is currently deciding what he wants to do here. He gets lane choice as the top seed. Looks like he's going to make Brady start on the left lane, which means Paul chose to finish on 29. Maybe that's the better of the two that he liked. Looks like he threw 3 shots on 30 because he was okay with what 29 was doing in the practice. But that means he's going to let Brady finish on 30, which I think is a pretty good lane for Brady.
Yeah, that last match, it started out where 29 was better for him, but at the end of it, it looked like 30 was the better lane.
All right, our championship match is underway. Let's get some scores on the board for you. Stearns versus Bober. IQ Tour looking pretty good right now. Again, here's our defending champion. Paul Bober won this tournament a year ago. The same pair. Looking to go back to back. It's going to have to solve this riddle on our championship pair awfully quickly. I feel like he tried to slow that one down, kind of fit it to the spot. And do you think this is a case where throwing a pearl might have a little too much down lane that really you can't control? Or what do you think the play is here?
Yeah,
we see the IQ Tour going down there from Brady. He's lacing every shot he's throwing with it. But
yeah, it seems like you almost need something that's going to roll a little more on 30, but 29 looks like something like a pearl that would save the energy is looking better on that lane. Or you just have the IQ Tour and a really good hand and just make it look good all the time.
Yeah, you can just be a machine. That's a good one there. So that is clearly the preferred lane for Paul. You can see why he decided to finish on that lane. Again, Brady took down Randy Peterson last season at the KFYR TV Bowling Classic in Mandan. He will defend that title next weekend. And what a better way to enter your title defense down there than a top 2 finish here at the Shootout. Okay,
little high
in there, a little high. Looks like everyone in the chat room is thinking Stearns is going to take this one.
Pick that up, no problem. On to the next one.
Yeah. Go through the pre-shot routine and move on. What do you think the target score is here to win?
230.
Yeah, I'm thinking 225 is a winner here. Just because the differences in the two lanes will prevent bigger strings, so to speak. And just the weight of the final kind of thing. I don't know. We'll see. Again, the winner will take home a $4,000 top prize along with a crystal trophy. The runner-up will get $2,500 and a runner-up crystal trophy. Sean says 222 is the winner. We will see. Let us know what you think the winning score will be.
All right, well, we'll see if Paul can make a little adjustment off that last shot.
Still going with that power torque on lane 30. Again, if you watched our coverage last year, he was a good 20 boards right of this in the championship match on what I would consider less volume. Oh, that's a pretty good shot.
Mm-hmm.
Good move for him. So the early double on the board, early advantage to Paul Bober. Again, I would consider this lane the better of the two for him. Let's see if he can capitalize and put up a three-bagger. A little late.
Oh, no.
Will it take the 10 out? No. Your textbook North Hill Bowl 710. That was a little late behind the 10 pin. Like I said, it's one of those hits that you think is going to leave a soft 10. But then you just have the quitter pin over there by the 7 pin to leave it. So unfortunate break for Paul, especially on his good lane of the two.
Yeah, right after you made such a good shot on 30.
Yeah, he did. He said he didn't like that lane. He didn't like the pair in general, but specifically that lane.
Yep.
All right. Opportunity for Stearns. Frame 4. It's wide.
Wide. Yep.
Doesn't kick the 10 out. But you saw the same thing I did. Kind of circled it, left it a little wide. Fortunate to just leave the 10.
I think that's a benefit of throwing the solid, though, is that one gets up.
Correct.
A lot of the pearls will either jump through the face or just wash out.
Okay, on the spare. And by virtue of the Paul Bober double, we're still only looking at a 2-pin match here, so. Still close through 4. Stearns now after a barrage of strikes there through the 270 in the first shot here in our final now. 3 consecutive 9 spares. Oh, slasher 7. I thought that was a pretty good shot.
That was a real good shot.
All right, I guess this is where the mental game comes into play. It's pretty easy to get frustrated seeing what Brady has left over the course of the last 4 frames and in the way he did. But
It's crazy how quick things change. Just throwing big string of strikes and now feel like you can't carry anything.
well, I kind of feel like my league game is a lot like that here at North Hill Bowl. It seems like it's all one game, and then you have games like this. But, you know, fill your frames, keep making good shots. That's all you can really ask for, right? That's the name of the game. Now remember, he did make a good shot here last time. Made the right move for a strike. That ball looks similar. Looks good. Good shot there. So now what do you do on 29? So you threw a pretty good shot the first time you were up on that lane. And then you go, the ball was just a little late for a 7-10. What's the adjustment for you, or is there an adjustment?
I think I just try to make a better shot.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell without talking to Paul. You know, did he miss that one a little bit on the bottom to make, or did he, you know, project it a little farther to get it behind the head pin a little too much? It's hard to tell without really being in the head of the bowler. But Bober now, frame 6, working on a strike. That one's gonna hook up. That one, at least he got the 7 this time. That one wasn't as late behind the 10 pin, but still had the quitter 10 standing there.
It's crazy. We thought that 29 was his better lane, and that quickly changed. Last shot, Brady was a little wide on this lane. See if he can put a better pitch out there this time.
Again, 4 straight 9 spares.
One looks better.
There you go. Good shot for Brady. All right, big opportunity here for Stearns to open up a lead. Moving over to that lane 29. Trying to put up his first double of this match. The typical North Hill Bowl phone call at perfect time. I think that's why they have the music playing. He didn't like it, but that one went dead nuts.
Yeah.
For a double. He kind of stepped up out of that one after he threw it. But that's where I like to say nice miss. Again, you can probably hear the music playing. My guess is it's just a ambient sound thing, because in the past it's been so quiet that the phone rings and this and that. Maybe somebody watching our coverage decides they want to call North Hill Bowl at an inopportune time. Well, it's okay if it pushes. Seems like he got that one a little bit in on the oil, and it never saw the lane the right way. I thought it was going to hook up early, but it just kind of hydroplaned down there at 40, 45 feet. So another quitter 10 for All right, good spare. All right, Paul's got, what, 225 left on the board?
Yep.
He's only got one more shot to throw on 30. So if he can find a way to lace one here on 29, get comfortable where he's throwing it, you only have to go back to 30 one more time. Finish out on, well, what I originally thought was his good lane, but then 7-10 and followed it up with the quitter 10. We'll see what kind of adjustment he makes here. Push. Got it. All right, strike up for Bober. 135 in the 7th. Brady can put up a double and make it a pretty hard feat. Brady's got, what, 247 still?
I believe so.
Again, Brady's throwing the IQ Tour, which I would call one of the better balls ever made out of Utah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There's a dog. There is a dog on the approach.
You can't make this up.
There's literally a dog going, yes, oh my gosh. There's a dog. You see the dog on our... Now, I will mention that this is something to consider here. There is a dog. And Nick Heilman is a dog whisperer. I will mention that the front door here at North Bowl is automatic, so if there is a dog running around, they will so they're looking on the approach. Again, the dog walked out on the lane. It did run out behind the desk, so I think the dog is contained. First time for everything here on NDBowlTV.
You can't make this up.
There's a dog. I don't know if I'll ever say that again, but yes, good. This is a good test of the mental game too.
Yeah.
You're in the moment. You're ready to close the door on this match, and a dog runs in through the front door. Their front door is 2 automatic doors that are basically
Motion sensor.
And I don't know if the dog was a lost dog outside and just happened to find the heat because it is so cold out today. But again, the dog is contained, and here we are, Stearns frame 8. Wow. Not only was there a dog, but now a stone 8. Sports Center moment, possibly, Dale. Somebody might, if you want to clip that and send that to Sports Center Top 10.
That's not something you usually expect. And
yes, an NDBowlTV first here, folks. A dog has officially came into North Bowl. All right, on the spare. So great resolve by Brady. I don't know. That's a tough that's a tough thing to overcome. But you could tell right after the dog came into the bowling center, he looked over at Chad, and they said, "Okay, just keep focused." Yeah. And the dog ran out on the lane. I'm glad the dog didn't make it to the championship pair. He ran across the approach, but for the most part, they checked the approach, and it's like I said, business as usual. Yeah. But something to ask him, whoever we talked to in the post-tournament interview.
I'd say that's like a real good trait for a lot of these like really good guys, is being able to talk and like have a good time, but then absolutely lock back in as soon as they get ready to throw a shot.
So yeah, championship resolved there by Brady Stearns. I don't know if nice pun there, Chris Carrico, but I don't know if I'd be able to really retain focus like that in that sort of moment. You know, you kind of feel like, what just happened? You know, it's so easy to lose focus and something happens like that. But nonetheless, Brady's got 226 left. Paul Bober has 225 left. So we still have a match. Gotta have the one shot on 30. Look it up.
God, that 10 just won't get out of there.
Wrap 10. That was definitely a better shot than the last one he threw there. But that makes it a little harder now. 205 max, which means spare strike for Brady Stearns. That's if he converts this and strikes out. Spare strike would be all Brady needs. And thank you again for tuning in, Michael. You were the winner of the Storm Absolute. Thanks again for participating and tuning in today. We do appreciate that. Thank you to everyone for tuning in all weekend long as we enter the final frame of the shootout. Get the 7, and it was going to that. That was going to take out the 7, and the bird dug off the wall, said, not today.
He's made good shots, just can't get those corners out.
This is a tough pair. It's historically been a tough pair on our show. All right, now the max is 194. It's pretty straightforward for Stearns. You're already pacing 176 with the strike there, so. Oh, gets a 7 that time.
I'd say in usual fashion, you will carry that one.
So 194 for Paul Bober. Again, thank you, Blake, for joining me today. Keeping me company here in the booth.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
And again, thank you for everyone who's tuned in today and all weekend long. It was good to bring the entire tournament to you for the first time ever. Celebrating 20 years at the shootout. And here's Stearns for the win. And there it is. That's going to do it. Brady Stearns has won the 2023 Morris Anderson Memorial Shootout. And I bet you these guys are doggone proud of him. I had to do it. I had to do it.
I know, I was looking at your little soundboard here, and I was like, do we have like a ba-dumpch?
I need to put that in there. Oh, I think the brass is the one you would do for a joke. But again, congratulations to Brady Stearns. We will get a word with him here momentarily. 3-time major champion Brady Stearns takes down defending champion Paul Bober here at the Morris Anderson Memorial Shootout. Again, we will talk with Brady here momentarily. Congratulations to Paul Bober on a very valiant title defense coming up in second and a $2,500 check for second.
Yep.
Blake, your overall thoughts?
Well, we thought we were going to maybe see some history on a back-to-back champion. Instead, we have a dog on the lanes.
We have a dog on the lanes, yes.
Yeah, you never know what to expect out here.
So Jeff Craig, Rory Selk, and company will hand out a crystal trophy to the runner-up and the finalists, or the winner. They will get the cardboard check to Brady Stearns and $4,000 Paul Bober will take home $2,500. And there you see our runner-up this year, 1 year after winning the tournament, taking first and taking second in back-to-back years. Pretty good, if you ask me.
Yeah, especially when he got the free entry into this one.
Thank you, Dan, for tuning in. We do appreciate the kind words. Let's have a word with Paul Bober first. Yeah, we'll talk with Paul first, and then we'll get a word with Brady following them. All right, let's move on into our booth. Again, it's our runner-up, Paul Bober. And Paul, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
We got to get the mic down.
All right, is that a little better?
Yep, just move the mic a little closer. There you go.
How's that?
And we'll move this out of the way. There we go.
That good?
Yep.
Excellent.
So, Paul Bober, our runner-up finish, you had your title defense. You got a free entry this year because you were the top qualifier last year. Take us through your weekend, I guess.
Well, Saturday was a grind. It was interesting because the pattern, and when they posted the pattern, versus what we bowled on last year, kind of the consensus was they're going to play a little easier. Score was going to be a little bit higher, and certainly, literally from ball one of practice, you could see, hey, we can throw the ball. We can throw the ball away from the pocket, and it's going to read the pattern, and it's going to go through the pins. So it was like, wow, these scores could be actually way higher than they thought. But not surprisingly, 120 people in the building, you're crossing the whole house.
Yep.
They get goofy in a hurry. So I was fortunate to post two pretty big games, Game 6 and Game 7, to put me like 100 over. And then I bowled a poor last game, but fortunately it didn't really make a difference.
Sure.
But it was, the game plan was just kind of, yesterday was just to, keep the ball in front of the pocket, make spares, take advantage of games when I could. But what was interesting yesterday, and it carried on to today, I feel like when I need to make shots, I'm usually pretty good at it. I try purposely, even though I did not like lane 29 here in the title match, I wanted to bowl first because, well, if I'm bowling if I got one shot to try and win $4,000, that's going to be a little bit more pressure than on a quote-unquote lane that I don't like. But that said, I like to think I'm usually a decent 9th and 10th frame bowler.
Sure.
I was fantastic in the 9th frame in qualifying yesterday and all day today, and I was absolutely terrible in the 10th. So actually relatively happy to have put a decent shot there in the 10th here, but it was 10th frame bowling was not A+ this whole weekend. But
and it's funny how you can get such a good look on a set of lanes, but then if you can't finish 10th frames, your scores aren't going to show it.
Sure.
You're probably not going to be there in the end. But in your case, you're defending your title. You were looking to become the first player to win back-to-back titles here at the Shootout. While you came up a little bit short, the title defense is pretty impressive to me. Last year we saw you playing about 20 boards right.
Correct.
Than you were this year. So it's crazy seeing you being able to have success at different parts of the lane. So did the dog affect you at all?
It did not. It does, if anything, it actually relaxes you a little bit. It's a good chuckle. So
Sure.
I'm glad the dog did not get hurt, obviously.
Right.
But what was interesting, with this pattern again, because you kind of had a spot to throw it to, my A game is going to be, because of my softer speed, to get in and kind of slow curve it a little bit. So that's a preference. Last year, especially during match play, I kind of was all over the place and felt at that point I was, I don't know, 10th or 12th or 14th with a few games to go. So I had to take a big chance, and that's why I went out. Here, I kind of planted a flag based on what I saw in qualifying yesterday to say, okay, I can be around I can kind of start around 15, kind of float it to say 7, 8 down lane and trust that it's going to read and go through the pins. And when I saw that again today, you know, I was like, okay, well, that's going to be the way to go. So I know Nick Hahnemann loves to play out.
Yep.
I know, you know, there's, you know, I think even Ryan Savoy was out for a few games in match play as well. And I was like, am I making a mistake? But I was bowling good games. I was winning matches. So the only thing I can say about the championship or the title match is you guys saw my position round game.
Yeah.
Toss out the score. That was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, execution was bad because ball reaction wasn't good. So then that was an obsession tour pearl, the gold one,
Yep.
that I used I used vast majority of match play today. But I knew I wasn't going to be comfortable on that pair. And after Brady shoots 278 before me, I'm like, I'm going to have that pocket here.
Yep.
So Power Torque Pearl for me is kind of a bread and butter, comfort, you know, just very benchmark ball that I know I can hit the pocket with. And it was fingers crossed that I could carry.
Sure.
Yeah, you know, do it over again. If Brady's only going to shoot 210, though, take that 8 pin away, he shoots 230.
Right.
You know, okay, let me make a more aggressive ball change, maybe move farther in and see what I can do with something with a little bit stronger of a core. But I knew that ball would keep me in play. The unfortunate 7-10, that's a little bit on me. Not the greatest shot off my hand, so it was a little
Stuff
lazy.
happens, yep.
And then, yeah, I ring a 10, a little soft of a 7, and it's 190. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, well, congratulations on the title defense. Very nice. What's next for you?
I will actually next weekend be back in North Dakota.
Going to the
So
K-Fire,
I am
huh?
going to go to the
Nice.
K-Fire for the first time. I
Here
figure.
we go. Paul Bober at the KFYR TV Bowling Classic. So congratulations.
Yeah.
Great bowling this
Thank
week.
you guys for your
Nice
time,
bowling.
your efforts. This is fantastic what you guys do.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We'll see you next weekend.
We'll do.
Okay, Paul Bober. Let's get a word with Brady Stearns. And then we'll wrap things up. Brady Stearns up next into the booth. All right, Brady, can you hear me?
I can.
Very nice. So congratulations on winning your second shootout title. How does it feel?
Pretty nuts. That was a heck of a final match of a bunch of carry for both of us and whoever's dog that was that found a new home, and yeah,
That was an interesting one there. Did it affect you at all? Was it more of a let's just stay focused and let it happen?
Yeah, I mean, I tried to do the best I can. I mean, luckily for me, I didn't really feel anything change, heart rate, anything like that. So I was just like, hey, there's a dog. I'm like, where'd he come from? Like, it's cold outside. I know he doesn't want to be out there anymore, but
Yeah, we were probably thinking the automatic doors, like it probably found the heat and
oh, I'm sure
it was a lost dog. But
yeah, hopefully he stays inside and isn't cold.
right.
It's freaking nasty
And
out.
anybody who's watched our show over the years knows, like, you had the success in 19 winning here, but then you've also had some years where it just didn't go that well on NDBowlTV.
Yeah.
Was it nice to be able to rip off a 270 and then strike when you needed to in the final?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it always feels good when you can bowl good when it counts and you have good ball reaction. But I mean, it's the same thing in a one-game match. Anything can happen. I mean, Paul's been here. He's only been here 2 or 3 years maybe now, and he's been in the title match both games. Nick's always in the top 5. I mean, you just try to do the best you can. And I mean, when you're bowling guys this caliber, I mean, anything can happen.
Right.
So you just try to take care of what you can control. If the pins fall your way, just try not to make any mistakes. And if you can tell yourself you made good shots, made your spares, I mean, there's not much you can do. The other guy bowled better. So just control what you can control.
That is very good advice for anyone out there bowling in step ladder finals. And finally, as a Storm guy, what pieces were in play for you this weekend?
Oh, my goodness. The ones that worked, I threw the new TNT, actually, for almost all the games yesterday. I put it down the very last game of qualifying because it finally started to get a little lazy. Threw that Wolverine Dark Moss. Today was the normal Sunday for the most part. You got to stay a little further right. They're a little bit flatter, a little tougher. So I started in an IQ tour. Kept having to move right the whole entire day, which was a little weird. but it just kept getting a little lazier down lane. But the further right you kept moving, it actually, like, as long as your angles were relatively close to the front, you could actually get some missed room at the break point to the right. So, and then, I mean, as you move across this place, I started down the low end and just went all the way to the high end because that was my draw. There's some pairs where you don't know what the heck somebody's been throwing. One pair would hook, one pair would go freaking 60 feet. There's some urethane out there. I mean, you just try to take it in stride. Those first few shots you throw on a new pair are so crucial. You just want to throw them good just to get information. So
Right. That's really tough to do sometimes.
Yeah, no, it is. But
So, yeah, congratulations. Next week is the title defense coming to Mandan.
yeah, Chad and I signed up. So if
Very
weather's
nice.
good, holds up, we'll be trying to make the trip. So we're on the
Awesome.
list.
That's what Paul said. So there's a good chance
Yeah,
we could
you
have
said that too.
a repeat match in the championship match. Who knows?
I'd take it one way or the other.
I would too. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
And we'll see you next
Nice
week.
pulling, Brady.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Brady Stearns, the winner of the shootout here in 2023. Blake, thanks again for joining us. We're going to wrap things up, and I need to get a picture with Brady before he leaves. Brady, don't leave. I need a picture with you before you leave. That'll do it for us. Again, thank you to everyone who's been in the chat room, who has participated in the contest, for you to sit here. Andy sat with us yesterday. Again, everyone who's joined us all weekend long, please, again, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and share it with everyone you know. Any final words, Blake?
Nope, but yeah, thanks for doing this. It's awesome. Congrats to Brady. Pulled well all weekend, and that's it. Thanks, everybody.
Absolutely. So once again, you can find us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, a big thanks to the folks at Storm who sponsor us this year. They are the official bowling ball sponsor of the High Plains Bowling Network. Again, our next show will be March 5th, where we will go live for the match play and finals of the NDBowling.com Classic at Sunset Lanes in Moorhead. Again, I'm Darren Seen alongside Blake Wallstrom, saying goodnight from Minot, and thank you for watching NDBowlTV, the High Plains Bowling Network.